Have you ever woken up, made yourself a nice warm bowl of oatmeal, and thought, I'm doing something really good for my heart? You're right. But what if I told you that there's one simple ingredient you can add to that same bowl that could literally help clear your arteries, lower your cholesterol, and protect your heart in ways that will surprise you? This isn't some exotic, expensive superfood. It's probably sitting in your kitchen right now, or if not, you can get it at any grocery store for less than a cup of coffee. Stick with me for the next few minutes, because by the time we're done, you're going to know exactly what this ingredient is, why it's so powerful, and how it can transform something as simple as your morning oatmeal into a true artery cleansing powerhouse. Now, let's be real. Heart disease is one of the biggest killers in the world today. Every 36 seconds, someone dies from cardiovascular issues. And what's really scary is that most of the time, the damage builds up silently. You don't feel plaque clogging your arteries. You don't feel cholesterol sticking to your vessel walls. It happens quietly day after day until suddenly your body sends you a message, maybe chest tightness, shortness of breath, or fatigue that won't go away. But here's the truth. Your body wants to heal. Your arteries are not lifeless pipes. They are living, flexible tissues that can repair and restore themselves when you give them the right nutrition. So today, we're talking about giving your body that one boost, the one addition that can turn your breakfast into a medicine for your heart. Now, before I reveal what that ingredient is, let's take a quick moment to understand what's really happening inside your arteries. Imagine a clean, flexible garden hose. Water flows easily through it, right? That's how your arteries should look: smooth, elastic, and free of blockages. But when we eat too many processed foods, sugars, and unhealthy fats, inflammation begins to rise. Cholesterol starts sticking to the walls of those arteries. The lining, called the endothelium, gets irritated, and over time, plaque builds up. The more inflammation you have, the faster that buildup happens. And once that happens, blood flow slows, pressure rises, and the risk of a heart attack or stroke increases. So if we want to protect our arteries, we need to fight inflammation, reduce cholesterol, and keep that endothelium healthy. That's where this one ingredient comes in, a natural anti-inflammatory, antioxidant-rich powerhouse that works with your oatmeal to keep your arteries flexible and clean. Ready for it? It's cinnamon. Yes, cinnamon, the same aromatic spice that makes your oatmeal taste delicious, is one of the most powerful science-backed ingredients for heart health. But not all cinnamon is the same, and how you use it matters. So let's dive deep into how this humble spice can literally help clear your arteries from the inside out. Cinnamon has been used for thousands of years, not just for flavor, but for healing. Ancient Egyptians used it as medicine. Ayurvedic doctors prescribed it to improve circulation and digestion. Modern science has finally caught up and confirmed what ancient cultures already knew: cinnamon is one of the most potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant-rich foods on the planet. Now, here's what happens when you add just half a teaspoon of cinnamon to your oatmeal. Cinnamon contains compounds like cinnamaldehyde and cinnamic acid. These are natural chemicals that help lower LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, while raising HDL cholesterol, the good kind. Studies show that cinnamon can reduce triglycerides and total cholesterol by up to 25% in just a few weeks. That's powerful, but it doesn't stop there. Cinnamon helps reduce blood sugar spikes after meals. You see, when your blood sugar levels shoot up, your body releases more insulin, and over time, too much insulin can damage your blood vessels, increase inflammation, and make it easier for plaque to stick. By stabilizing your blood sugar, cinnamon helps put your arteries in directly as well. And there's something else fascinating about cinnamon: it supports nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide is like nature's artery relaxer. It keeps your blood vessels flexible and open, allowing blood to flow more freely. When nitric oxide levels are low, arteries stiffen, blood pressure rises, and circulation slows. Cinnamon helps boost nitric oxide naturally, which means better oxygen delivery, better circulation, and less strain on your heart. Now let's talk about synergy, because oatmeal and cinnamon together are a perfect match. Oatmeal itself is rich in soluble fiber, especially beta-glucan. That fiber binds to cholesterol in your digestive tract, pulling it out of your body before it gets absorbed. So while oatmeal helps remove cholesterol through your digestive system, cinnamon works at the chemical level to prevent cholesterol from oxidizing and sticking to your arteries. One cleans it out, the other prevents buildup. That's the kind of 1-2 punch your heart will thank you for. But let me tell you a secret that most people don't know: not all cinnamon is equal. The kind you find in most supermarkets is called cassia cinnamon. It's cheaper, more common, but it contains higher amounts of coumarin, a compound that in large doses can be hard on your liver. The better choice is Ceylon cinnamon, often called true cinnamon. It's milder, sweeter, and contains only trace amounts of coumarin, making it much safer for daily use. If you're adding cinnamon to your oatmeal every morning, make sure you go for Ceylon cinnamon. Now, let's paint the picture of what's actually happening in your body when you start adding cinnamon to your oatmeal. Day after day, your arteries are under constant attack from oxidative stress, tiny free radicals damaging your vessel walls. Cinnamon's antioxidants act like shields, neutralizing those free radicals before they cause harm. Over time, inflammation goes down. Your body starts producing less LDL cholesterol, the arterial walls begin to relax, blood pressure starts to normalize. It's like slowly cleaning out a clogged pipe, not overnight, but with consistency it makes a big difference. And here's something else incredible. Researchers have found that cinnamon improves something called endothelial function. That's just a fancy term for how well your arteries expand and contract. When your endothelium is healthy, blood flows smoothly. When it's damaged, it becomes rigid and sticky, creating the perfect environment for plaque buildup. Cinnamon literally helps your endothelium heal. That means your arteries stay flexible, responsive, and strong. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, can one ingredient really make that much of a difference? The answer is yes, but only when it's part of a consistent, healthy routine. Think of it like this. You wouldn't expect to go to the gym once and suddenly have perfect muscles, right? The same principle applies here. When you make small, consistent changes like adding cinnamon to your oatmeal every morning, you create a powerful cumulative effect. Over weeks and months, your body begins to change at the cellular level. Inflammation lowers, blood flow improves, and your arteries start to repair. Let's talk about taste for a second, because let's be honest, if something doesn't taste good, it's not going to become a habit. The great thing about cinnamon is that it makes your oatmeal taste amazing. It gives you that warm, comforting aroma, that natural sweetness that allows you to cut down on sugar. Remember, sugar is one of the worst things for your arteries. It inflames the vessel walls, raises insulin, and accelerates plaque buildup. So when cinnamon replaces sugar, you're doing double the good. Now, if you want to take things up another notch, here's a simple morning routine that could change your cardiovascular health. Start with a bowl of steel-cut oats or rolled oats. Avoid the instant kind, they're too processed. Add a half teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon. Mix in some ground flaxseed or chia seeds for omega-3 fats. Toss in a handful of berries for antioxidants. Maybe a few walnuts or almonds for healthy fats. That's it. You've just created a heart-healing, artery-cleansing breakfast that tastes like comfort food, but works like medicine. And speaking of omega-3 fats, these are critical for reducing inflammation. Think of inflammation as the match that lights the fire of heart disease. When inflammation is high, plaque builds faster. When it's low, plaque stabilizes or even regresses. So when you combine cinnamon's anti-inflammatory power with omega-3s from nuts or seeds, you're creating a powerful anti-inflammatory synergy. Let's not forget about blood pressure. Many people don't realize how connected blood pressure is to arterial health. Stiff, narrow arteries force your heart to work harder, raising your blood pressure. But when you add foods that relax your vessels, like cinnamon, your body starts to self-correct. Studies have shown that cinnamon can help lower systolic and diastolic blood pressure, especially in people with metabolic syndrome or prediabetes. Now imagine the long-term picture. You start your mornings with oatmeal and cinnamon, you feel more energized because your blood sugar isn't crashing. Over time, your cholesterol levels drop, your blood pressure stabilizes, and your arteries stay clean and elastic. Your brain gets more oxygen, your heart works more efficiently, and your overall energy increases. You feel lighter, not just physically, but mentally. That's the power of consistent natural nourishment. And what's even more beautiful about this is that it doesn't require any extreme diet or medication. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about adding something simple, delicious, and healing to your routine. That's the kind of change that lasts. But let's take it a step deeper. Cinnamon doesn't just work on your arteries, it also benefits your gut. And a healthy gut means lower systemic inflammation. Cinnamon helps balance your gut bacteria, reduces harmful microbes, and supports digestion. When your gut is healthy, your immune system calms down, and that reduces the chronic inflammation that contributes to artery damage. So what starts as a simple addition to your breakfast ends up influencing your entire body's health. Now, if you're wondering how much to take, most studies show that just half to 1 teaspoon of cinnamon a day is enough to get noticeable benefits. But remember, more is not always better. Stick to small, consistent amounts. And if you're on medication for blood pressure, diabetes, or cholesterol, it's always a good idea to check with your healthcare provider first. Let's talk about something even more inspiring, the power of routine. Every morning when you prepare that oatmeal and sprinkle that cinnamon, you're not just eating, you're making a statement. You're saying, I choose health. I choose healing. That small daily action compounds into something extraordinary. The foods you eat either build you up or break you down, and this simple breakfast is one of those choices that builds you up. Now I want you to visualize this. Your heart pumping freely, your arteries open and smooth, your blood flowing easily, carrying oxygen and nutrients to every part of your body. That's what happens when you give your body what it truly needs. Cinnamon may be small, but its impact is mighty. It's like giving your arteries a deep clean every single day. And here's the final takeaway. Healing doesn't always come in the form of a pill or a surgery. Sometimes it comes from your kitchen. It comes from the little choices, the ones that seem too simple to matter. Adding cinnamon to your oatmeal might sound small, but it's one of those small habits that can have life-changing effects when practiced consistently. So tomorrow morning, when you reach for your oats, take that extra moment. Sprinkle that cinnamon. Let the aroma fill your kitchen. Know that you're not just preparing breakfast, you're preparing your body for a healthier future. You're nurturing your arteries, your heart, and your life. And if you found this helpful, I want you to share this video with someone you love, because the truth is, the people we care about the most are often the ones who need this knowledge. Help them take that same small step toward better heart health. because real change starts with awareness, and awareness starts with sharing. Stay consistent, stay mindful, and keep feeding your body the way nature intended. Remember, your body is designed to heal. All it needs is the right support. Add that one ingredient, stay committed to your health, and watch how your energy, your strength, and your heart begin to transform. And here's something most people never think about. The real danger inside your arteries isn't just the cholesterol itself. It's what happens when that cholesterol oxidizes. See, cholesterol by itself isn't always the villain it's made out to be. Your body actually needs it. It's part of every cell membrane. It helps produce hormones and even aids in vitamin D synthesis. But when cholesterol particles get exposed to oxidative stress, they change shape and become something your body doesn't recognize anymore. That's when your immune system steps in, thinking it's dealing with an invader, and the inflammation begins. That's how plaque starts forming, how arteries begin to narrow, and how that slow, silent process of atherosclerosis begins to build beneath the surface. Oxidative stress is like rust forming inside your body. Every breath you take, every meal you eat, every moment you spend under stress, your body produces molecules called free radicals. These are unstable, reactive atoms that damage your cells, including the delicate lining of your arteries. Over time, those tiny injuries cause the endothelium to lose its smoothness. It becomes sticky, rough, and vulnerable. That's when LDL cholesterol finds a place to attach, and once it sticks, oxidation turns it toxic. Now, your immune cells rush in to clean it up, but in the process, they create even more inflammation. It's a vicious cycle that turns your arteries into a battleground. This is where cinnamon steps into the picture in a way that most people overlook. You see, cinnamon isn't just a spice, it's a natural antioxidant powerhouse. The polyphenols inside cinnamon, like procyanidins and catechins, act as shields against oxidative stress. They neutralize those unstable free radicals before they can damage your artery walls or oxidize your cholesterol. Think of it as rust protection for your circulatory system. Instead of letting your cholesterol turn into that harmful, sticky version that causes plaque, cinnamon keeps it stable, floating freely in your bloodstream where it can be safely used or eliminated. When you add cinnamon to your oatmeal, those polyphenols start working right away. They reduce the oxidative load in your body, protecting the fats circulating in your blood from going rancid. You might not see it, you might not feel it immediately, but at the cellular level, cinnamon is preventing microscopic damage that adds up over time. That's the beauty of nature's medicine. It works quietly but deeply. Science has already shown us this effect in a remarkable way. Studies have found that cinnamon can reduce levels of malondialdehyde, one of the primary markers of oxidative stress in the blood. When that marker goes down, it means there's less lipid peroxidation happening, less cholesterol being damaged. That's one of the most direct indicators that cinnamon's antioxidants are protecting your arteries on a molecular level. And when oxidative stress goes down, inflammation follows. Your body finally gets a chance to repair instead of constantly defend. Now imagine what's happening in your bloodstream as this process unfolds. Your blood moves more smoothly through your arteries. The inner lining, the endothelium, starts to regain its natural flexibility. There's less friction, less irritation, and more oxygen reaching every cell in your body. You feel it in subtle ways. First, your energy feels steadier, your focus sharper, your mood calmer. Because what's good for your arteries is good for your entire system. Every organ depends on clean, unrestricted blood flow. Here's the fascinating part. Oxidative stress doesn't just affect your arteries, it affects the way your cholesterol behaves. When LDL oxidizes, it becomes what's known as ox-LDL. This oxidized form of cholesterol is what actually triggers plaque formation. It signals your immune cells, your macrophages, to rush in and try to engulf it. Over time, those macrophages become foam cells, dead bloated remnants that pile up along your artery walls, thickening them. Cinnamon helps prevent that oxidation step, meaning less ox-LDL, fewer foam cells, and cleaner arteries. Now let's talk about how modern life fuels this oxidation. Processed foods, fried oils, refined sugars, chronic stress, pollution, all of these create a surge of free radicals in your system. Your antioxidant defenses can only handle so much before they get overwhelmed. But when you feed your body antioxidant-rich foods, you're replenishing that defense system. Cinnamon, because of its high ORAC value, that's its oxygen radical absorbance capacity, is one of the most effective natural antioxidants you can include daily. When you pair it with the soluble fiber and vitamins in oatmeal, you're giving your body both protection and fuel for repair. It's also important to understand that oxidative stress isn't isolated to your arteries, it's a whole body process. When oxidative damage occurs in your liver, your body produces more cholesterol as a repair mechanism. So even if you're not eating a high cholesterol diet, your body can still raise its own levels in response to inflammation and oxidative stress. By calming that oxidative response with cinnamon, you're actually telling your liver to relax, to stop overproducing cholesterol. That's another indirect way cinnamon helps balance your lipid profile naturally. There's also a powerful connection between oxidative stress and insulin resistance. When your blood sugar levels spike frequently, your body produces more free radicals. That's why people with diabetes or prediabetes have a much higher risk of heart disease. Cinnamon, with its ability to stabilize blood sugar and improve insulin sensitivity, tackles oxidative stress from another angle. When your glucose levels are stable, fewer free radicals are formed, and your arteries stay protected from the chain reaction that leads to oxidation and plaque buildup. At a deeper level, cinnamon's polyphenols also influence how your genes express antioxidant enzymes. Compounds like cinnamaldehyde have been shown to upregulate your body's own defense systems. Enzymes like superoxide dismutase and glutathione peroxidase. These are the body's internal cleanup crew, neutralizing oxidative molecules before they cause harm. That means cinnamon isn't just providing antioxidants, it's helping your body make more of its own. That's powerful because it creates long-lasting protection beyond just what you eat in a single meal. Another remarkable thing about cinnamon's polyphenols is how they interact with nitric oxide. Oxidative stress is one of the biggest killers of nitric oxide in your arteries. The more free radicals you have, the faster nitric oxide breaks down. And when nitric oxide disappears, your arteries lose their ability to relax and expand. Blood pressure rises and circulation weakens. Cinnamon's antioxidants preserve nitric oxide, keeping your arteries flexible, smooth, and open. That means better blood flow to your heart, your brain, your muscles, everywhere that matters. And when your blood flows more efficiently, something else happens. Your cells get more oxygen. That oxygen isn't just for energy, it's the foundation of healing. Healthy, oxygen-rich blood keeps tissues young and vibrant. It helps your skin glow, your mind stay clear, and your heart stay strong. Cinnamon contributes to that process not by adding oxygen, but by preserving the delicate balance that allows your blood to carry it more effectively. There's another aspect most people don't realize, the connection between oxidative stress and cholesterol particle size. Small, dense LDL particles are far more likely to become oxidized and stick to your artery walls. Larger, fluffy LDL particles are less dangerous. Cinnamon has been shown to help shift cholesterol toward those larger, safer particles, reducing your overall cardiovascular risk. So it's not just about lowering cholesterol, it's about transforming it into a form your body can handle safely. If you think about it, that's the difference between a body that's surviving and one that's thriving. When oxidation is under control, inflammation subsides, circulation improves, and your cells communicate better. You're not fighting your own body anymore, you're supporting it. Cinnamon does that gently daily through consistency. Every sprinkle on your oatmeal every morning is a small dose of protection against the invisible forces that age you from the inside out. And because cinnamon's polyphenols are fat soluble, combining it with healthy fats like almonds, walnuts, or flax seeds in your oatmeal helps your body absorb them even better. Those fats also contain vitamin E, another antioxidant that works hand in hand with cinnamon to prevent cholesterol oxidation. It's nature's teamwork at its best, simple, affordable, and incredibly effective. This is how you create a heart healthy environment inside your body, not through drastic detoxes or extreme diets, but through small daily choices that strengthen your natural defenses. The fight against oxidative stress isn't about avoiding oxygen. It's about balancing it, giving your body enough antioxidants, enough rest, enough clean nourishment to stay ahead of the damage. Cinnamon is one of those simple gifts that help tilt that balance in your favor. When you make it part of your morning ritual, you're not just improving your breakfast, you're fortifying your body at its foundation. Because every artery, every heartbeat, every breath depends on the delicate harmony between oxidation and protection. And when you choose foods that protect, you're giving yourself the best chance to keep that balance strong for years to come.